Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to a special afternoon session where I come on quite often to finish out the free readings that I didn't get to in the morning session, especially when there's a large amount of them that I didn't get to. And big shout out to all of the individuals who makes donations because this is what pays for me to be able to do this and keep doing this. So a big shout out to those and my YouTube channel members. You guys are what make it happen. So thank you so much. And we're going to get into the free readings. A couple quick things. After the session is over, I will pin a comment in listing the order in which the readings were completed by username so that you know kind of where in the video your reading is at. I will be back this evening too at 6 p.m. Mountain Time in about 2 hours and 45 minutes. So that's why there's no chat. I'm not taking any new requests in this session. This is just to make up for the morning session. So if you want to come back, I'll be here tonight and tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And again, also on Saturday and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So be sure to come on by. And if you are looking to get a personal reading or any of my services, most of them are on sale till the end of the year, which is only a couple days away. Can you believe it? All right. So I'm going to be using these tarot, round tarot, for the readings here. So we will get into it. All right. Excuse me. So we had left off here. Lynx Lee was going to be first up. So Lynx Lee, you want to know Leo's thoughts towards you. So let's take a look and see what's going on in their head here. Of course, when we're asking about people's thoughts, who knows what's going on in their brain, right? Because it all depends on where they're at in their life. If they're in a grumpy mood, then they're not going to think too highly of everyone, right? But if they're in a great mood, they'll think differently. So it's always fluctuating when we're asking about people's thoughts because they, of course, they perceive the world through their own lens of their own life. May have nothing to do with us at all. But let's take a look here and see what their thoughts towards you are currently. Well, we like the Lovers card coming in there. You know, this is, of course, important relationship. They see it that way. Knight of Pentacles, though, is slowest moving knight out of them all. They're not quick to share this, to move on it, to embrace it. I feel like they're just kind of letting things simmer and seeing what unfolds. But they're not, the Knight of Pentacles, they're not even moving. You can see they're standing still. And so that's represents like this energy. So they have you're an important relationship in their life, but they're not doing anything with it right now. And it's just kind of at a standstill. So that's what's coming in, Linksley. I know it's not a whole lot, um, but they're just kind of saying it's just standing there. And whenever, we get like a Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Temperance card, Hanged Man, there's like a handful of cards which represent patience and slowness. Whenever that comes up, it happens on purpose for our lives because the reason why relationships go to like a standstill or slow down for us, it is for us. It's not torture, though it might feel like it. But it's allowing us to raise our own love vibration. It gives us time to look at our thoughts and beliefs, our emotions, these things that no longer serve us, these fears, these supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, musts, these limiting beliefs we have about ourselves and anything below the subconscious that we can look at and free ourselves from. Because as we raise our love vibration, it allows us to bring in higher vibrational experiences, people, relationships. If we keep doing what we've always done, we get what we always have gotten. If we're at a lower vibrational energy, lower vibrational love that has those fears attached to it, we draw in mirrors to show it to us. And so they will always reflect back to us our energy, right? So that is important to know. And that's what they have for you right now, Linksley. So hang in there. And then Anusri, you are up next. January's month for you. All right. Let's take a look here. See what the spirit wants you to know about January. All right. You're working through some heartbreak and some fears about new love coming in here. And I feel like there's some love interest that comes into your month in January, but it does bring up these old pains, these fears that they're going to do the same thing other people had done to you in the past. And so there is some looking into these fears to because heartbreak is one of the biggest, I would say, untruths of our beingness. Our heart can never be broken. It can feel like it, but our heart is too powerful to ever be broken. If you look at, I have a Take 10 with Zen episode. If you look at my playlist, it's called Heartbreak, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. Well, not everything, but it'll tell you some big things to understand about that. That's not true, but it allows you to face these truths and face these, it's our a prick in our heart of going into fear, and so it allows you to look at what fears do you have below the surface there that's bubbling up, but you do have a new love interest that comes in, and it's like, whoa, God, okay, here we go. It's like you don't have stage fright until you have an appointment to go on stage. It's like love fright. It's like, oh, here comes love. I thought I was ready, but I got some things bubbling up from the inside. So that's what's coming in for you, Nusri. So hang in there. Many blessings and smooth life. You wanted a love reading. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about love right now? All right. Well, you got two eights. You got this flow coming in here. And you can have passion come in here, but the Eight of Cups is what has to happen kind of first. You got two eights, big flowing numbers, four on each side is like a flow. But to get the flow going is leaving behind old emotions, old relationships that don't serve you to make space. And as soon as you do this, passion comes flooding in because it's like you're they're showing me like a table with a reservation, like a reserved sign on it, and you might not be going like, "Oh, I didn't even realize that was there." But whenever we have like an old emotion that's still tying up our emotional energy, the seat across from us on the romance table, the love table, says reserved, so people won't come sit at it. So it's removing these thoughts and beliefs to make the space for someone to come sit down that allows this energy to come in. So it's a time for you to right now to look at what emotions are you investing? Is there what emotions are no longer serving you that you can let go? Any relationships that no longer serve you? Yeah, I get the moon card popped out. So some stuff below the surface that you may not be aware of, like I said, with that reserve sign, you didn't even realize it was there. It's on the other side of the flowers on the table. You're like, oh, there's that sign. Psh, come on in. So I like this for you. That's what it is, a smooth life. It's easy breezy. Just have to look at what are the emotional people or emotional situations that you still have emotions invested in that you don't realize it. And doing some sort of release ceremony can do it too, where you write people's names on things, you throw it into a fire pit, or you have candles and you put strings across and you cut it or set it on fire after lighting the candles, blow out their candle. Whatever feels right for you and the sort of release thing, it helps you open up the space. So that's what they have there for you, Smooth Life. And then Cutie, you are up next. You want to know who is manifesting you? Who are you being drawn into? Well, you are manifesting you. You've got the high priestess who calls you inward and upward to connect with spirit, to go behind the scenes, to dive deep here, because there's this energy that needs to be kind of transformed within you here. It has to do with some conflicting energy, and I feel like it's below the surface here because the queen, not the queen, the high priestess, she will dive deep into the emotions, into the subconscious. She gets into the hidden and the unknown. And so there is this energy that needs to be transformed. And it could be that it's, energy of who's missing from my life. What do I hate? What do I fear will come in or not come into my life? If your energy is focusing on that, then we're inviting in that emotion to be um, re-experienced over and over and over again. But if we start focusing on our energy into a different place, like laughter and joy and gratitude and unconditional love and who you're grateful for to have in your life, what experiences you were grateful for to have happened in your life, then that tells the universe you want more of that instead. So that does change things here. Right now at QD, I feel like it's kind of on hold because this energy is kind of force field keeping things away right now. So good awareness. All right. So that's what they have for you right now. And then Pinky, you are up next and you want a message from your higher self. What does your higher self want you to know right now? All right. We got movement of emotion coming in here. You've got the 8 of cups, which is walking away from emotions that no longer serve you. And you're recognizing it here because these 3 cups are the cups of the outside world that have felt falling short, have felt empty, right? You're being offered this higher love, which is your love that you find inward and upward. But you're realizing these relationships that you had this energy invested in, that you've been pouring in a lot of energy into maybe three relationships or friendships or family or whoever, where it's not allowing you a whole lot of emotional extra energy. And so it's like your being doesn't allow you to have like this relationship or these close relationships to come in because you don't have the energy for it. It's like, no, no, no. Until we have enough energy to allocate to a new close relationship, it could be romantic, best friend, whatever you're looking for. But it's like you can't have that until we clear out some of this old stuff. It's like having a Netflix and Hulu and cable and Paramount, and I mean, thinking all these Disney Channel, all the stuff that you never watch. And they're like, well, we can't go on this adventure until we have the funds, but all the funds are being, um, allocated each month to something that you don't use anymore. And so it's becoming aware emotionally of what am I giving like 90% consistently in a relationship or friendship or family and only getting a little bit back. And it's adults, not children. That's different, of course, but adults. And you're like, yeah, I can let this one go, or at least back off and only give half 50% instead of 70, 80, 90%. And some of them may be like, you know what? I don't even know why I invest in these anymore. And it's opening this up, and it allows things to come through. So I like that for you, Pinky, and that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Barb, hello. Will you be happy working in the company that you're going to work for? And will you start in 2024? All right, let's take a look here. Is this company that you're going to go work for? Are you going to be happy? And is it going to be in 2024? Let's see. Got 2 cards here. You can be. It's you're going to get good pay there with the 6 of Pentacles. The 8 of Swords, um, you eventually like it. You're eventually be happy because the 8 of Swords is you're realizing what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets make you feel blinded and bound and trapped. And then you're realizing, oh, okay. So I feel like some of the stuff that was making you unhappy in other places, it has to do with you and beliefs that are inside of you. So wherever you go, there you are. And so you're going to experience the same things that you go when you go from company to company to company, especially when you're not living your dream and you're just doing a job. It's like you have these things that feel unsatisfactory, and those will continue to follow you. But and I do feel like you'll start in 2024. You got the Sun card, but I do feel it's going to shine a lot of bright light on the situation here, because especially with you becoming aware of this, it's good. Eights are a good flow number. You got the flow and balancing of money and the Sun card, so it's beneficial for you. But I feel like you learn a lot about yourself at this company, because I feel like you have some ahas. Like you're like, well, this happened at that company and that company and that company. Like one of them, like just coming to mind, is like I don't get respect and they don't pay me for what I'm worth in the job that I do. Or they didn't either. They didn't either. They didn't either. It's like, okay, well, if what is this trying to show me? Because it's following me, so it must be inside of me, not out there. So it has to do with my worth and how I feel about myself, right? The 6 of Pentacles kind of speaks to that too, because that has to do with this out of balance worth that we have, on that we feel we have to give 1,000 love coins to get one back. Something that was created when we were 7 years old and younger. If I haven't mentioned it before to you, I have a playlist, Take 10 with Zen. And episode 5 talks about the Six of Pentacles and some things you can do to balance that out to allow you to get the reward you deserve and allow promotion, allow things to come in too. It's if you go to my main page at the very top, it's the playlist up there. Take 10 with Zen episode. I think it's 5. Talks about fate, but it talks about the Six of Pentacles in there. All right. So hang in there, Barb. It's going to be an interesting 2024 for you in a positive way. All right, and then Goldie, you are up next. So Pisces feelings and next action strategies. Let's see what's going on in Pisces heart and what are they going to do about it? All right. Well, they are conflicted. We got the 5 of swords. So their heart is battling with their head here. So their heart has feelings, their mind has fears that is keeping things there. Their next actions towards you are going to require this balancing of heart and mind to come in. I mean, how perfect is that? You've got the conflict that's going, and then you have resolution that will come in. This is what needs to happen in order for them to take action towards you, is for them to balance out their fears and their heart. The King of Cups feels like they do, but that Pisces energy. I mean, King of Cups is such it's water, so that's Pisces energy. They can be so they love swimming in the dark side of the pond. I know I've got a stellium in Pisces, which 5 planets in Pisces. Not my sun, but like my moon and Mars and Venus and some others, of course, that I know. Dark side of the pond. Let's dive deep into the dark side. And they like that, and it's nice, and it's easy on the fish eyes. I'd have to see the sun, and it's the cool water, and it's safe down there in the dark side of the pond. People can't see you down there, and I just feel like they like being in there, Goldie. They like being in the dark side of the pond, and it takes them a lot to escape and go there. Yeah, they're gonna need some change of their mindset and thinking here. They've got to be able to cut away some of their fears. I just don't feel like they're it's like, if you know about koi ponds, if, during the winter, you have to have be 3 feet or deeper, for them to go into hibernation, and they just go down, and then they just hang out down there until it gets warm enough, and then they activate, and they come back, but I feel like they're in hibernation, where they're just not moving, they've got this coldness there. So, I just don't see next actions for a while there, Goldie, and, they're just battling inside this heart and mind battle, that's happening. So, that's it for right now. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Excuse me a second sip here. All right. And then we're on to Anjushri Dubey. Hello, hello. Do you already know your spouse? Let's take a look here. Do you already know your spouse in this lifetime? Let's take a look here. All right. You got the 2 and the 3. You don't, with this combination, because this is close your eyes and open your heart, and the 3 of Swords is heartbreak or disappointment, and I just feel like, that you have to it's like your heart almost feels a little bit closed and fearful. Yeah, because on the bottom of the deck, you've got the Page of Swords, which is new things coming in the King here of Swords. So you definitely have, just a couple little more things to do to open your heart, and so do they to have you meet, but you haven't met him yet, and with that King of Swords, I do feel like they're quite a communicator, intellectual, you know, air sign kind of energy. So Aquarius, Libra, Gemini type of energy that's there. And I don't feel like you know them yet, because of that Page of Swords is new communication, someone new coming into your life. So I don't feel like you know them yet, Anjushri, but they seem more intellectual than they are, external, like very emotional. So like you're going to see him as someone who's an authority, who's a great communicator, but they're very much composed is the word I was looking for. So that's what they have so far. You're like, yay. But that's all right. You don't want them all flirty and everything else anyway. You want to have everyone have to work hard to get into their heart like you will. That's too funny. But that's what they have for you. You're like, yeah, I like a good challenge, but that means other people can't get in there, easy either. So that's good. All right. That helps you with your fears in some way. That's funny. But that's that you have for you, Anjushri. So many blessings to you. And then Aditi, hello, hello. Any potential relationship coming to you? Let's see. What's in the works based on your current energy here? Well, there's potential because you've got 7 cups. You got all of these choices that are out here. But this 10 of swords, it just takes you a little bit of letting go of some of these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, the supposed to, shoulds, and need tos around love and relationship, because there's so much that is restricting it that it's like almost like these aren't even on the board because this keeps it away. If you get rid of these, then you have all these options that are available, because it's like this like it either limits it to where it's like, well, there's just one and I don't want that. It's like, but there's all this others if you remove these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, these expectations that have been poured into you growing up. And it's like, okay, I can let that go. I don't have to focus in on all this. And I'm going to trust the creator to bring in the perfect person in the perfect way, in the perfect timing too. It's like, but that's what's coming in. So just a little bit of doing that. Otherwise, you're going to keep just bringing in that same old cup over and over again. And you're like, I don't want that anymore. All right. So that's what they have for you. And then new love, you're up next. And you want to know Demir's thoughts about you after you met today. All right. Let's take a look here and let's see here. Cards flying over the place. Let me just reshuffle these. So after you met today, what are their thoughts about you? All right. Well, 2 major arcana. We got the Magician, which is movement and action, wanting to take action, and Victory, Chariot, moving action as well. So a lot of action and movement that is coming in here. So they definitely, it's like they want to move forward. They want to, meet again. There's this power of choice coming in with all of this, but that's not really standing out. It's more the victory, the movement. It's major arcana, and so I feel like that things really clicked. Otherwise, they'd be like, but they're like, wow, I'm really excited. Really, I have this energy that's feeling like, yeah, and you like him too. That's good. Yeah, so there is definitely this movement forward, and they do want to take things and see again. So I like that. You should be hearing from them, or move forward into another another outing or whatever. So I like that. All right, and that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And then Kritika Mahotra, hello, hello, hi. So your crush, he replied to your story a few days back and was concerned for you. What is he thinking of? Oh, so you're posting stories of things happening. And he's like, "Are you okay?" It's like, "Oh, aren't you just sweet?" It's a story. So we've got, passion and attraction that's there. And the 10 of Pentacles, we've got this endings and beginnings energy too. 10 and a 1 that's kind of flowing through here too. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, they have on the bottom of the deck, the energy is trying to see things from a higher perspective and trying to find out what is it that they truly want here. And so when they're, towards what is he thinking about you now is what you're wanting to know, not just thinking in general, but it does have him thinking about what is it that I want? What do I want to pursue in my life? What would make my life feel whole and complete? So whatever your story was about, it kind of triggered some thinking about things. And there's this kind of rescue hero kind of complex a little bit. That's there too, which is like not the healthiest for a relationship because that means you have to be a victim for them to be a hero. And heroes, once their victims are not victims anymore, they look for another victim to rescue. You know, so it's very interesting. They're just like thinking about what would make my life full, what would make your life full, what can I do to help you make feel more fulfilled in life, but not but it's more hero-ish. It's not like, "Oh, I want my heart to feel full and I want to be with you." It's more like this rescue kind of energy, if that makes sense. So, sorry, Kritika. It's not the, riding in on a white horse because I'm in love. It's like I'm a knight and I need to fight a monster, and I think you have a monster I can fight. It's more that kind of energy that's coming in. So, sorry. But that's what they have for you right now. So hang in there. And then Kevin, the Debuin, hello, hello. You want to know what are Akshat's current feelings and thoughts about you? All right, let's take a look here and see what's going on inside of their heart and mind. Who knows if it has anything to do with you, but these are about you, right? So they're well, it seems pretty positive. You got the current feelings are this full card, which is an adventure without any restriction, without any expectation around it. They just want a journey with you. And I just feel like they don't have any intentions, no expectations. They're just kind of going with the flow type of energy that's coming in there. Their thoughts are, this new love filling up and overflowing. They're like, I could have this happiness and this joy and this love with you. And so their thinking is, um, but it's as long as there's no expectations. And I just feel like they've got this fear of letting people down, and that's what keeps them from moving on, into relationships and stuff because I feel like they had a really strict childhood where they always were being told how they didn't measure up and how things didn't unfold and blah blah blah, which makes them want to like not get into stuff that they're not sure they'll be successful at, right? It's like, okay, if I know I can ace it, then I will go do it. If not, then I'll just watch. And I feel like that's what they're doing with the relationship because if they're like, if they can have a relationship without any expectations, they're like, I can meet zero expectations and just have a flow and understand and let things move forward. But if there's expectations and rules, they're out because they're like, I do not want to, you know, um, disappoint. So if that makes sense. But that's what's coming in right now, Kevin. So if you're okay with, hey, you know what? We can see where it goes and try to have no expectations and intentions and just enjoy them for who they are and the journey for who they are. They could be open to that, but it has to be real, not pretend. Kevin, I'm just kidding. That's what they have for you, Kevin. So many blessings to you. All right, and then Mrs. Sweet like honey. You want to know Don's feelings and intentions. He's stoic, but keeps you around. He's very perplexing, right? Let's take a look here and see. Yeah, I see here, you know, we've got they're trying to figure out their feelings and intentions here because the king of the emperor rules all the kings, and it's fire energy. It's a lot of people, a lot of advice, a lot of opinions around them. They're trying to figure out what it is they truly want in life and where they want to head and those types of things. And they've been really living up to I guess an emperor is pretty stoic, right? They were like, they have to be solid, they have to hold themselves up here. It's interesting that they see you as this queen of swords who is a balance between heart and mind, but they kind of feel like you have your back to them. And it's interesting here with this because um it's like they see you and this is um just indicative of where they're at in their life because they're like if they let you go, um and it's not if they let you go, it's like when you are walking away, then they're like, "Hey, hey, hey, where are you going?" But when you're standing there, then it's like they don't see you. But it's when you're leaving is when they see you, because I just feel like their life is just so much about reacting and not planning and doing it, because they've got so much with this emperor. I just feel like their life is so just churning, 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 that until they see something leaving, like, oh wait, 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 come back here, whoa, 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 and I just feel like they're a reactive type of life here. They just got so much, so many people they're trying to please, so much that they're trying to do here. It's interesting, as well, that because of their perception, that you turn your back on them, because see how they're sitting forward and you're sitting with your back to them here. It's not like this where you're like, hey, they see you as this. And that's what's interesting, when we our thoughts and our feelings and what we look at them is our mirror, right? We When we go to another mirror, the reflection doesn't change, it's still us. And so I feel like when and you're saying they're perplexing, it's your thoughts about him are perplexing. And that's what spirit's bringing forward, is what do you truly want from them or not? Because that whole energy of, well, when you're walking out the door or you're drifting away, that's when I pay attention to draw you back. But it's like, they're reminding me of, well, my second ex. It was, I wanted to go to counseling, I wanted to do all this stuff, and I was only with them for a year, but I was like, we're fighting, we're arguing, let's like, are you willing to go to counseling? Let's learn to communicate and all this. No, 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 we don't need that. All this stuff. Well, the night before I was leaving, I'll go to counseling, I'll go this, I'll go that, and I'm like, it's a little too late. you know, I already have my car packed up and I'm leaving in the morning. I already quit my job and headed, already made all arrangements. So a little too late. And I kind of feel like that kind of energy. Is this what you want? What are your thoughts are perplexing toward them? All right. So that's what's coming in, Miss Sweet Like Honey. And then Bala Anshu, you want a message from Spirit? Let's see what they have here for you. Wow, look at this. So you have this new passion, you have this new emotion and love, and this 10 of cups headed your way here. And they're saying that this is all possible. This is all in your destiny to happen here. But it all starts with this. It all starts with the Ace of Cups, which is you turning inward and upward, allowing the higher realm to fill you up and overflow, because you can't have this without this, because the outside world's love can never fill us up and never make us feel like, "Blah." Well, we think, this will make us feel full. This will, that will, this will, and it doesn't. It falls short, because what our soul is searching for is the unconditional love of the higher realms, which is the chalice, the holy grail. And when we fill up and overflow, that's when the outside world does too. So you have this great possibilities of the future. It's fated that you will have this love and this passion and all of this, but um, how quickly and to the extent of what will happen has to do with how you turn inward and upward, and connect with that higher love from above, because that is truly what your soul is hungering for, right? And that's what, short and sweet, Bala. That's what they have there for you. So I like it. Boom, boom, boom. A lot, very bright future, but it starts with this inner feeling of love from above. All right. So many blessings. And then Jean XO. Hello, hello, Jean. Do you want to know what are Virgo's energies for this weekend and the underlying energies as well? All right. Let's take a look here and see what are Virgo's energies. All right. So you got the energies of very slow, impatient, and slow moving. I feel like maybe they've kind of overdid it these last few weeks, and they're resting up, preparing for New Year's Eve. So I feel like their energy for this weekend, all the way up until Sunday evening, is slow, slow moving, going on here. And the energy on the bottom, though, is Queen of Wands. It's the, uh, movement, fire, trusting gut, trusting instinct, going with their, nudging of the inner world here. And um, I just feel like they go from 0 to 60 miles an hour. I just feel like a couple days of not a whole lot of activity, a whole lot of doing nothing, and then they're like, because it's been busy, 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 busy during the holidays, and I'm trying to catch up stuff, get ready for the new year, but then there's New Year's Eve, and I feel like they're gonna get, like, the spark. Or and if they don't have plans, even, I feel like they're kinda keeping their plans open because 'cause they're not sure what they wanna do or if they wanna do something, um but they're resting up just in case. Or if they do have a plan, they're resting up because they're ready to, you know, um, light the carpet, right? And have this blast of coming in the new year. So very interesting energies going on here with the Virgo here. I just feel like they're kind of being a homebody a little bit today and tomorrow, and then Sunday morning, and then they're like, "Here we go, boom, 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 movement, movement, movement." You know, so very interesting energies there. So hopefully that makes sense, Gene. But that's what they have. And then Yavi, you are up. You want to know Malik's intentions. So what's their current intentions here? All right. Well, they've got endings and beginnings coming in here. And this Ace of Swords allows them to cut away a lot of these fears, a lot of these expectations. And their intentions are to be free of a lot of these roles and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's, a lot of these expectations of life. And this Ace of Swords is allowing them to see things from a different perspective and free themselves from this like cage that they feel that they're in here in their life. They're just exhausted. This person isn't dead. They're exhausted trying to live up to all those expectations out of fear. The 10 is like, I'm done. I just can't take anymore. I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired and exhausted from running around trying to make everyone else happy. And I feel like they're in this stage of wanting to make themselves happy, to have this adventure. It's almost like the Fool's card of this freedom of, I just want to adventure without any rules or intentions. Um, that I have to have these. They don't want intentions. They don't want to have to voice their intentions. They just want to enjoy the life because they just feel like they've been caged for so long, if that makes sense. So that's what they're coming in with that right now, Yavi. So hopefully that makes sense too. Many blessings to you. And then Bonita, hello. You want a general for the new year. And be sure to check out the Energy 2024 Energy Forecast. There's one for each individual zodiac sign that gives you overall energies for love, career, and something else. Love, career, and money. Yeah, that'd be good. And then also gives you the year split off into 3 4-month sections, giving you a blessing for each. What Spirit wants you to know is a blessing for each of those periods, and also additional messages. So be sure to check that out. But for you specifically, let's take a look here too. For the new year, you are figuring some stuff out here because you've got the Knight of Swords, which is you're seeing things from a different perspective. You're cutting away a lot of fears, a lot of expectations. You're getting a lot of clarity, and you're seeking clarity about your life because the 10 of Wands is like a burden type of card where you just feel like you're investing so much energy in so many different directions that you're just like, I can't do this anymore. And so this year is a year of freedom in a lot of ways, of cutting away where you're investing all this energy so you could zero it in on more of something you're wanting to do and the energy where you're wanting to focus it. So I like that for you. So that's a like kind of an overall picture of the year, is cutting through things that you're doing because you feel you're supposed to and you should and need to and must. And it's like, do I though? And you're cutting yourself free from these. So I like it. All right. So many blessings, Benita. And then Vodushi, you are up. So, Vodushi, you want to know, can you see What's coming in your love life? All right, let's take a look here and see what does Spirit wants you to know about your love life. All right. Well, you'd have some clarity. You got two major arcana coming in here, which means you've got some real clarity coming in. Here, the this Hierophant here is like they invite you, it's your soul inviting you to this higher place to understand what your capital T truth is. What is your true dream come true? This wish upon a star card with the star card. What is it that is truly your dream? Not what everyone's told you you're supposed to, should, need to, but what is truly your dream come true? We've got all the stuff we're inundated with. Sometimes it's difficult to be able to see the difference between the two, but they just are showing me here you're realizing what is of the world and what is of your heart here. You're pouring things out and you're understanding which is which. And so you're gaining this clarity about what is from upbringing and from society and from movies and books and everything else, and then what does your high heart truly want in regards to love. And this clarity is what is looked at first, because you're really realizing, I don't want what everyone else wants, I want something unique for me. And that's important. So that's what's coming in right now for you, Badushi. So many blessings to you. And then Nat Nat, hello, hello, happy holidays to you. And you want to know, how does D, the Cancer sign, feel about you? Let's take a look here and see what's going on in their heart right now. Whoa, all right. Nope, that's a lot. Let's shuffle these up. All right. What is going on in D's heart here? Let's take a look here. All right. So they do want these. Okay. All right. Well, whatever is going on in their heart here, your human is going to be happy. The wheel of fortune is the tune of for you that tells us that whatever's unfolding in our life is for us. But sometimes our human is like, what? How is that for me? But with the wheel of fortune, it is the tune of for me. And so even your human feels aligned with this. So I like this because we've got the Empress and we've got the Three of Pentacles, which is about being true to your authentic self. Two threes, the major arcana three, and this other one, which is all about, they see you as someone who is really true to your authentic self. You don't try to fit in with everyone, and you don't fear so much punishment from people or losing people's praise. You're like, whatever, you can take them or leave them. But they see you as someone who's also very nurturing and giving, but you're not someone who sacrifices themselves and their identity for other people. And they like this combination here between the two of you. It's very nurturing, very sensual, which of course they like. The Empress rules over all the queens. All the queens each get in addition to ruling over their own suit, they all get an extra water, an extra cup. So that's 5 cups of motion that comes in here, because the Queen of Cups gets 2. So she's full of emotion, and there's some thinking, and there's some, attraction, the Wands, passion, energy. And so there's a good, there's a lot in there, but there's a lot of emotion, which makes sense. Cancer signs, of course, ruled by the moon. They're very, emotions run very deep, and it's there. And I like this for you. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is like one of the most fortunate cards, right? So you definitely have that. Sorry, I keep looking. There's this, I'm on the ground level, and there's this Target bag, someone's Target bag, the wind's blowing, and all of a sudden I see whoosh, running by the window. I'm like, whoa, what was that? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. So I like this for you. There, Nat Nat. All right. So many blessings to you. And then, oops, I think I already did that one. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. So that was just a duplicate. Let me close that one and go. That sounded familiar. Okay, it looks like you asked a couple of different questions there, Badushi. So I think that got you what you were looking for there. All right, and then Mizrak Bayin, a general for next week. Let's take a look here and see what they have coming in here for you. So, Miss Ragbine, what do you Spirit wants you to know about next week here? All right. So it's like the beginning of the week, you're really realizing some of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped and not being able to do things and been holding you back. And there's this release that happens within the first few weeks, not few weeks, few days of the week. And then here in Magician is the stepping forward. It's divine masculine, action energy that takes you and allows you to step forward and to do this stuff and to get into there. So I like this energy for you because it is very um it's like a little puppy who's been in their what is it, their little kennel all day, and then they come hoping you open up and they're like, woohoo! It's like you start off the beginning of the week feeling kind of held back and restricted, and then that's like Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday is like freedom, and you're just having this movement forward in whatever areas of this life are. But so if you take, Monday, Tuesday, just to kind of look at what do I feel is holding me back? What of my own beliefs are making me feel this way? There's this movement that happens. The change of mind allows movement to come forward in your heart and in your passion and in your life, and you're able to step forward and do that. So I like it. Right, and that's what they have there for you. And then Felicia Fang. Hey, Felicia, you want to know a general reading for January? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. General reading for January. Okay. What else? All right. Yeah, I like this here. So if you got this, be true to your authentic self with the Three of Pentacles. And the King of Wands is a lot like the Emperor in that it's fiery, it's new beginnings, it's taking, really identifying who you are, what you want, what is your true authentic self. And you take action in regards to this discovery and this clarity that you have, not worrying about who you're going to whose support you're going to lose or anyone that's you're going to feel like is going to get mad or angry or punish you in some way. It's about you being true and you like, I'm going to design what I want. And you're putting the emphasis and you're putting the force and the power and the energy behind it, making plans, taking steps like the emperor does. He puts form around. So this is who I am and what I want. This is how I want to do it and get there. And I'm starting on step one and let's go. And I like this. It's like, what a great way to start off in January. It's like, here we go. I've got, direction and I'm taking steps towards being true to me. And I like that for you. That's the energy they have coming in for you, Felicia. So many blessings to you. And then Sahini, you wanted a free reading, so Spirit knows what you're wanting here. So let's see, what does Spirit wants you to know right now regarding whatever is on your heart? Wow. So you got this clarity coming in. You got the Judgment card, which is your higher self calling your human to its calling, to its higher purpose. And you got the Star card here, which is your higher self, and the Wish Upon a Star card. It's like finding out and really diving into what is it that makes my dream come true? What is it that I truly want? What is my calling in life? It's like finding your dharma. We're reading this great book in our Praying Mantis member sessions. She also has a website, I am Sahara Rose, like her name there, I am sahararose.com. And she even has some free quizzes you can take that and gives you some information on what is your dharma, what is your dosha, and it gives you some idea of where your talents lie. And so if you're interested in kind of digging into that, those are free, but then you can buy the book too to get dive deeper into all of that. But I encourage you to take a look there because it is very wonderful book, very eye-opening. But that's what they have coming in here for you, Sahini. Really finding out what is it that you truly want to do and who do you truly want to be. So I like it. All right. And then Ashvin Rai, hey, hey, you want to know what does Simran feel for you and her next actions towards you? All right, let's take a look here. So, what are her current feelings and her actions? And of course, when we look at her heart, this has to do with her, could have nothing to do with you, but she's in this, decision point here with the chariot, which is, it's victory, it's movement, but it's also decision making because it's the power of choice coming in. And so there's this indecisiveness that's coming in. Her next actions, and I got the Page of Swords. This is about new communication, new clarity. And I feel like they're trying to understand you more, understand themselves more, understand life more. And they are at this point where their life is full of so many choices. They got a lot of confusion and they are seeking clarity and trying to understand what what it is. They're like, who am I, why am I here, what am I supposed to. She has a lot of supposed to's and shoulds and need to's because she's got a lot of opinion and a lot of opposing opinions on a lot of stuff, and she just feels caught in the middle and she goes, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. She's trying to find clarity in her life, and I feel like it's just hitting from all directions, but it's a great time in our life. Usually we go through a Saturn return between 25 and 35, and we start having like this, what do I believe and who am I, and our whole life, um, belief systems are challenged and shaken, and I feel like that's what they're going through right now. So um I just feel like they're so undecided, Ashvin. It's like, who knows what's going on? I feel like she's just so confused because the world is swirling around her that she doesn't know up from down right now. So, I can't give you more in that, but it's so undecided right now. It's like she's a little spin top. We don't know where it's going to stop. All right, but that's what's going on there. So hang in there. And then Nancy, but Gail, hey, you'd like a general reading? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here? All right. So you've got the temperance coming in here, which is, it's an alchemy that starts off as a base metal and it goes back and forth, and there is progress. Things are unfolding. Very much this balancing energy that's coming in here right now. And it's important that to trust timing, trust that things are unfolding, things are moving. But the Six of Pentacles is also about diving deep and understanding the balance or the rate of exchange of your worth. I have a video on my in my playlist. It's under the Take 10 with Zen, Take 10 with Zen. Um the video playlist. Sorry, I know how to talk. And I think it's episode 5 that talks about fates, but it talks about the Six of Pentacles in it, which is about balancing out this giving and receiving, where subconsciously our inner child is going, you need to do 1,000 things before you deserve one. And so that's why things feel kind of slow and sluggish. It's giving you time to look at this, bring that down to one instead of one to 1,000, which opens up things to be able to come into your life like love and abundance and jobs and raises and promotions and all those things. Your inner child's going, no, you don't deserve that yet. According to our philosophy of our rate of exchange, I've been keeping track. You only have 500, not 1,000 love coins given. So we got a ways to go. And you're like, oh, no, 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 no. We need to bring this into our consciousness and balance that out to bring down these force fields, these things keeping things away. So if they're interested, it gives you some tools in that. It's a video, 10 minutes or less. So gives you at least one tool to help with that. All right, Nancy, that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And then Bird. Hey, Bird. General reading about you, your studies, and your love life in 2024. G really loves you. All right. So for the free readings, we do 2 cards. I'll see which cards come out here and what they're telling you. That's a lot for a couple cards. So we'll try to get an overall picture here. Well, overall, the year looks like it's full here of a lot of um, you know, um, abundance, because the King of Pentacles goes through a lot in their life. And so there is a bit of abundant feeling that's happening here in 2024 that comes in here. And we've got the Hierophant that came in here with 2024 really being a year of you seeing a lot of truths. It's um, your higher self that takes you to understand your capital T truth of who you are, what do you want to accomplish, where do you want to go. So I feel like with your studies and with just general love and everything, you get a lot of clarity that comes in with all of this. And so, gee, their love for you, you're going to really get clarity and find out during this year for sure. Here, let me see. Let me just see what the underline here. Yeah, you've got the hermit. I feel like you do spend some time alone for yourself here. So, um, I don't know. I feel like you get clarity on how much G really loves you. But I don't feel like they love themselves a whole lot, so they can't love others a whole lot. It's like there's this message. They love you as much as they can, which isn't a ton, but they do love you to the extent, to the best that they can, which is because they love themselves this much. And we can't love others more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than to the extent we love ourselves. So, just a lot of pain, a lot of self loathing growing up, a lot of punishment to where if they boast a lot and like I'm the greatest in the world, it's they don't believe it. It's all a facade. They just don't have very much self-love for themselves right now, and so they're giving you what they can. So hopefully that helps, Bird. But many blessings to you. And then Needy Sarvaya, hey, hey, hello, hello, hello. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. You crack me up. All right, so general reading. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. All right. Well, look, you got the Empress coming in here, which is self love, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, some new birthing coming in. But there is this message about focusing on your own self love coming in here. So we can get it to actually focus because you've got the Four of Cups, which these are the cups of the outside world, relationship situations and things, and bored with them. You can see that they're just like not, they're disappointing. They're not bringing them this fullness that comes in here. Come on. Want it to focus, 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 needy. And here's the higher love coming in. And this is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and birthing. All of this, it just feels this energy of it's time for you, all this love that you want to give. It's like it's time to give it to you. You fill up, you connect with this beautiful love, and it fills you up and overflows, which gives you this feeling of abundance and etc. coming into your life. But right now, it's all about focusing on what's best for you and not worrying about everyone else. So the decisions that have to be made, love, whatever, it's like, what do I want? What do I truly want? Not what I'm supposed to want to make everyone else happy, but what do I want? And I feel like that's the big energy that's coming in right now for you there, needy. So that's what they have. Many blessings to you. Right. And then Ayushi Wasti. I probably murdered that. My apologies. You want to know, is there any negative energy around you? You start a task, but you're unable to finish it. Even prayers, you think of praying, you start for 1 to 3 days, then stop. Studies and other works. All right, let's take a look here and see what's going on here. What's at the root of this here? There's not like evil surrounding you or anything like that. There's no black magic. All that is made up for the sake of selling stuff, right? No one can make me do anything I do or not want to do. No one can do black magic on me. They can come up to me and say, I've put black magic on you and you're going to get sick. And if I'm like, oh my God, they did black magic, I'm going to get sick, I'm going to get sick. My energy believing I'm going to get sick is what brings sickness to me. But if I go, ha ha ha, you're so funny, and I don't give it a second thought, and I've instead am grateful and have gratitude for my health, then it doesn't impact me at all. I'm the one who impacts my life and no one else. I don't have that power. We have power of free choice and free will and our power of choice, and no one can choose for us. We choose, right? So just be aware of that if you were wondering about that. But let's take a look here and see what's at the core of this just feel like you're existing and you're not really living. You're feels like you're trying to live up to expectations that were given to you growing up and doing what you think is the right thing to do instead of what you're wanting to do, right? So, it's like even prayer, it's like, well, I'm supposed to pray to the creator and do all this stuff. So, but if you're doing it, if you're doing it for the sake of, you know, checking off like supposed to's, that's why there's emptiness here. So you got the Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, these beliefs of lack and abandonment, being left behind. And the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. There's this patience that comes in, with this card and trusting that things unfold in your life. But there's this feeling of lack and these feelings of I've got to live up to what everyone is because I don't want to be abandoned. I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to be punished. But it's like when you wake up in the morning going, oh, crud, I got to go live my dream today. We're not living our dream. We're living someone else's dream. So if we're like, well, I'm supposed to pray, but if you're just doing something like, "Oh, I have to go talk to my grandfather every day. Hey, grandpa, I'm talking to you. Are we done yet?" That's doing no one any good. But when you wanna talk to spirit and you wanna talk to creator, it's when you have a wonderful experience from it, right? And it's not because you have to do it, it's because you wanna do it because you're like, "What do you guys have to tell me today? What secrets are you giving me? What are you showing me about me?" And when it's not a obligation that you're trying to fulfill, then that's when you have this energy to come in. So, like you said, with all tasks, when they're tasks, studies, and other works, it's because it's not something that you're living for you. It's something you're doing trying to check away things. And so you can, decide, is this what I want? Instead of having a to-do list, if you convert it to a could-do list, I could do it or I couldn't do it. And you get to decide, is this the studies I want to study? Is this the work? Is this the prayers I want to do? No, I'm just trying to live up to what other people are saying that I'm supposed to do. But let me decide for me. And when you decide for you, then it's great. Whether it's something that you're wanting to do, or it's like when I don't know why they're showing me like someone tells you you need to quit smoking, and you're like, okay, and so you attempt, but you can't because you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for someone else. And when we're doing it for someone else, 0 effort or very little effort. If we fail, "Oh, well, I tried," but when it's for us, it's our dream and what we're wanting to do, we get back up and we eventually are able to do stuff because we're doing it for us, not for the supposed tos, not out of fear of being rejected, right? So hopefully that helps a little bit, Ayushi. So hang in there. And then Swaroop, Bobby, you are up. So Swaroop, career reading, any time frame in getting a new job. Let's take a look here, see what Spirit has here for you. All right. All right. Well, I like this for you because you've got the fastest moving horse and you've got the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords is about leaving some old thinking behind, which allows movement to come forward. So when you're looking for a new job, maybe try looking for a job and looking for it in a different way than you normally would, you know, or look in a field of occupation that you normally wouldn't. Look at doing things differently because there's fast movement with both of these. Six of Swords is movement from choppy waters to calmer waters, but it is about leaving some old fears and thinking behind and moving into higher thinking, seeing things from a different perspective. And the Knight of Wands, the Knight on Fire, fastest moving knight out of all 4 knights. So there is fast movement, but I feel like it happens when you look at things from a different perspective, and that's the important thing that comes in here is to be able to it's like if you search like on a website and you always select the job areas so that it filters, it's like get rid of the filters. Not so many filters. Consider going into something that's not the norm for you. something not safe, something exciting, something new. And I like that for you. So that's what's coming in, Swaroop. So many blessings to you. All right. Continue down here. Let me see. How many more do we have? We're getting towards the end here. Let me just scooch these up and get an idea here. All right. So, Starfall, you are up next. Hello, hello. So, is the depressed feeling that you have now a side effect from medicine that will go away later on? All right, let's take a look. Of course, disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. See the disclaimer in the description box of the video. It always says, tarot is designed for entertainment purposes only, and ultimately we all make our own decisions. And tarot should not replace, of course, the consultation of medical or other professionals. Disclaimer made. All right, so let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here around this depression? Is it from this medication? Okay. And all right, thank you. Yeah, some, because you have the Two of Wands, which has energy going both ways. There's, I feel like some of it is medicinal because it makes it easier or harder to choose unconditional love or lower vibrational depression. There's some chemicals that challenge us to do that. It just does something to our energy where it's like when you're feeling sick and tired or whatever. It's harder to choose joy. So I feel like that's what's coming in here. I do feel like here that, and I feel like it has to do with holidays. It has to do with some other things. So if you can try to bubble up, even if it's a gratitude journal, something that every day, because gratitude is a depression and fear killer, right? And so when we start just saying, I'm grateful that I woke up today, and try not to repeat anything from day to day. Try it for 30 days, right? I'm grateful that I have two arms that work. I'm grateful that I have two legs. I'm grateful that I have two eyes. Or if you have one eye, it's like I have one eye. Whatever, it's like grateful for what we do have. It starts transforming some of the energy too. But I feel like it's like I said, the medication is a little bit there, but the more we focus on it, the more power we give it to. The more we focus on gratitude and joy and laughter, the more we do that. If you can watch any you know, YouTube has tons of comedians and tons of funny stuff. It's like watching funny stuff. It also raises our vibration, right? But you have the World card, which is ending of old cycles, beginning of new, victory. So it does. I feel it does go away, but I feel like it'll go away faster, and you'll feel more victory if you realize I am the one that controls the extent for which it impacts me. It might have a tendency to make it easier, but it doesn't mean I have to do it, right? So that's what's coming in Starfall. Sending you a lot of love and light right now. A lot of love and joy. Help, help, help. All right. So hang in there. All right. And then up next, we've got Scorpio. Hey, Scorpio 1180. And you said you think he can't be somewhat. Maybe I missed a portion. Oh, I think that was a reply to the reading I gave you. Okay, never mind. So Cassaville, you are up next. I was like, that sounds like a response to something I just got. Cut and paste happy or copy happy. All right. So Cassaville, hello. Yeah, you want love advice from Spirit. All right, let's see. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right, yeah. So we got some love advice here, and we've got you know the three cups here represent the love that we find in the outside world, and you can see how bored they are with it because it does the relationships, situations like jobs and education, physical possessions, or things like our bodies, our bank accounts, our things we own. We're taught that's supposed to make us feel full and feel loving, and that's where we find love. But anything we find out there is falls short because it's temporary. Nothing ever stays the same. It's unstable, constantly changing. So we don't feel this fulfillment, this love that we're searching for and so hungry for. And we're taught here, this is your dream come true. Get all of this. And then we do, and we're like, where's the fulfillment? Where's this full feeling? They're like, sorry, it was all your journey. So eventually we get tired of looking for this and finding it short on the outside world. The Ace of Cups comes in, which is our inner love. We turn inward and upward, and we're filled with the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms, which fills us up and then flows out to the world. And all of this, instead of falling short, is above and beyond extra. So Spirit has us saying, connect to the higher love, connect to your higher self. Look at what a dream come true is. And when we fill up with this, we realize, wow, our dream is really, um, we came down here to experience the opposites, to discover what it feels like to not be satisfied, to feel empty. We can't feel it over there on the other side. So we come down here, and then once we experience it and we're done, going, that's enough of that. I want to feel more fulfilled. Then we turn inward and upward. We fill up with that love. It flows over. Everything everyone gives is above and beyond. So we have this life of fullness and abundance instead of lack and falling short. And that's the advice that Spirit has for us. It's like, if you want love, first go out and look for love in the outside world, right? Because that's what we come to experience. So, like, you can go search out there, go for your quest, look for love out there. And we do. And we're like, I can't find it. And they're like, okay, well, you can continue to look out there, or I can show you where you can find it on the inside. And we're like, oh yeah, show me that. Or like, oh no, I'll be back. I'm gonna go try again. And you're like, all right, go have fun. Because that's why we come down here. Go look and explore. When we don't find it, we eventually turn inward and upward. And that's where we find the love that we're looking for. And then once we find this fullness inside us, then any love we find in the outside world is just extra. It's like looking for a 10-course meal with 2 desserts. And we look out here, and all that's out in the outside world is a dessert bar, which offers third dessert and more. And we're like, well, where's the 10-course meal that my heart is hungry for? They're like, oh, sorry, all we offer is dessert, until we turn inward and upward. We're like, oh, there it is. This beautiful 10-course meal, 2 desserts, we're full. And then other people are bringing us third dessert. We can always make room for more dessert. And so they bring us that, third dessert and fourth dessert and fifth dessert. And we're like, oh, this is so good. I'm so full. It's overflowing. I love this. And then sixth dessert comes, and they're like, no, I'm not going to give it to you. And you're like, thank you. I'm so full. I'm about to pop anyway. We're not desperate going, no, don't withdraw your love from me. We're like, all right, we don't, I didn't need it. I wanted it, but I don't need it. And so I'm okay. It's not desperate like we were before of don't withdraw it. So I like that advice from Spirit. We can all learn from that. All right. So many blessings to you, Casavo. And then Amira Matos, you are up. Good to see your face too. Any messages for you regarding the upcoming year? Yeah. Be sure to check out your 2024 energy forecast too. There's one for each individual zodiac sign that put out. All right. So, all right, look at you. So you've got some stuff being moved out of your way here. I like this. There's some suddenness of things being moved out of your life to make space for something very beneficial for you, clearing your path, allowing you to move forward. Nine of Pentacles is about independence. You're there with Spirit there. And there's this beautiful feeling of fullness and wholeness that you find from the inside. And this stuff being removed shows you this, allows you the space to build the beautiful garden that's full of abundance, full of wholeness here. So, the 2024 has some, with the tower being a major arcana, significant people and situations and things being moved out of your life, but it's moving the condemned homes, the condemned towers that will fall and kill people and are not healthy. They have rats, and the roof leaks, and the gas is leaking, and the sewage is backing up. They're like, that needs to be destroyed. And it's something that's like sentimental, but they're like, but if we move it, we can put a new castle up, not just a tower. And you're like, all right, bring it on. And I like this. this year. It's cleaning some stuff out, clearing away the old stuff that needs to be moved, but it's an abundant and full year for you. So I like that for you. All right, Amira, many blessings. And then Daniel Chandler, you said, will you stop being homeless in 2024? Let's see what Spirit has here for you. So, what does Spirit want you to know? 2024. Daniel. All right. Yep, you got two major arcana here, and you got the death and rebirth. So you definitely have the possibility here of huge life changes. The devil card here, the Saturn and Capricorn energy, is a challenging of your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, and everything that's been hitting you lately has been happening on purpose for you. I know it's hard, especially if you're homeless, right? Where you're like, how is this for me? But it's shaking and rattling some old beliefs, some old restrictions about the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos, the have tos, the musts. Really, when we're faced with these things and they're brought to our face, that's what allows us to, move beyond it. But it is an ending and a rebirth that happens here. The old is removed and it's like a new you is born because you're seeing things from completely different perspectives, right? So I do feel like facing these fears, facing these beliefs, and questioning it is what frees you up. And it's like, well, I could not be homeless, but just an example, and this isn't exactly what Spirit is saying, unless it resonates, of course, with you, but it's like, well, I could be sleeping on, like my cousin's couch, but no, I don't want to be a bother. And blah, blah, blah. These beliefs of I would be a bother, they wouldn't help me, they wouldn't want it, da 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 da. But and my pride and whatever it may be, it's the fears at the root of it that are keeping us from doing it. And if I'm like, hey, cuz I know I don't want to impose on you, but this is where I'm at in the situation, and I'm just wondering, is there anything that any ideas you have, anything that I could possibly do? And you never know. The cousin might be like, hey, you know what? I just had this you know person move out and I've got an extra room, please come here, don't worry, get back on your feet. And you're like, what? You never know. And it's that clearing away of these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that can open it. But it's us, if we don't get beyond that, we're the one that's keeping us in the cage, not the world, right? So I like this, Daniel. Hopefully that helps for you there, but hang in there, hang in there. All right. And then Jazz, you are up next. So Jazz, you're seeing a lot of angel numbers like 11, 111, 11111, 2222. You'd like to know if the universe is sending you any messages. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, and definitely spirit does that to remind us that they are around us constantly and consistently, right? That we have the ability to um, ask them for things like answers, synchronicities, signs, whatever it may be, but they don't meddle in our life. We give them a honey-do list, as I say, before they come down here. These are the things I'd like to experience. They're always working on that stuff. And then we come down here and our power of choice and free will kicks in and they're like, they won't meddle outside of what we ask them to, besides behind us going, which is showing signs and synchronicities, repeating numbers. We're like, is that you guys? They're like, yeah, we're just like, one, we're letting you know that we're there. And you can ask us of your own free will for answers and all that, but we won't just blah, because it's like a little 2-year old trying to pour milk for the first time into a glass or their cereal. And they're like, well, they've got to learn and they want to learn. So we'll let them. But at the same point, it's like, let's get the mop, let's get the rags, let's get the cleanup materials because things are about to go very interesting. But they also tell us we're here if you need us. And so if they're like, whoa, help, they'll help grab the pitcher and not make a big mess, right? So I like that analogy. But they are coming in here saying that there's these fears that you've been facing, nightmare, insomnia, a lot of stuff on your mind that is below the surface. You got Leo energy here, which shines the bright light on all these things. And they're showing you and they're letting you know that you can ask them. They'll show you the secret things on what is at the root of these fears to help you release them. They will show you those things, but we came down here to experience this. So they're not just going to move it out of our way. When we're done, we can ask them, how can you help me remove this fear? Help me understand it, and they'll help you transform it. They'll help you shine light on it as well. So I like that for you. All right, Jazz, that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And then Rhonda. Hello, hello. You'd like a weekend message. So what is coming towards you? Let's take a look here, Rhonda. What is coming towards you? All right. Well, we like this. You're getting some clarity coming in here with the Seven of Swords, which is, realizing what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets would have, kept you restricted, blinded, and deceiving you, kept you from having things, thieving opportunities out of your life. So there's this clarity coming in of some beliefs going, why do I believe that about myself? Because you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about being independent, financially independent, looking at relation of your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way as well. Spirit is there with you in this beautiful garden. And there's like this energy of understanding these beliefs about that am I these thoughts of like I'm not worthy of being financially independent, um overflowing with abundance and money and opportunities. And there's this clarity that's coming going, why wouldn't I, why do I believe that? And there's this clarity coming in because I just feel like there's some opportunities coming in, like you're just like, well, I wish I could do that. And you're like, why can't you? Well, because I've been told I'm stupid or I'm not good enough. I'm not beautiful enough. I'll never amount to anything. All these wonderful things that have been told to all of us as children, some way, somehow, right? That we're like, well, they said it, it must be true. And it's like, but is it? And we get to look at that and go, lies, all lies. And there's this transformation that happens. So I like that for you, Rhonda. Rhonda, that's what they have for you right now. And I just have one more left here. And if I missed anyone, deepest apologies. I will be back in an hour and a half for my evening session. About 30 minutes, I'll be putting out the announcement for that. And you can jump in early and actually post your question as well. But I'll be back tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then also tomorrow morning and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. All right. So the final one is Samolisa. Hello, hello. Anyone I know, does Raheel love Samya? All right, let's take a look here. Do they? What does Spirit want you to know? I wouldn't say love. There's attraction. King of Wands here, which is passion. Wands suit is passion and energy, right? And it's energetic attraction, physical attraction. But the King of Wands is also, they're not like a horny little prince of wands who is can't control themselves, like a little teenager with hormones going wild, going around humping everyone's legs. No, the king of wands is a king. They have their passions under control, so they have this attraction, but I don't feel like they've acted on it. I feel like they're just aware of it. They're mature, it seems, with this card. And then the Ace of Swords is about seeing things from a different perspective and thoughts and thinking about them. So they think about them, and there's attraction there, but I don't feel like there's been any movement with this energy coming in here between the two of these, if that makes sense. It just feels like, all right, they're just a very in control, paced individual, if that makes sense. I feel like they really think things through before they act, and they like to be respectful, it feels, with all of that. All right, so easy breezy. All right, and that's what they have for you, Samalisa. All right, and thank you guys again for all the thumbs up that you give the video. It does help spread the Zen love. Shows me that you're enjoying free readings, and so that encourages me to continue to do them as well. But it helps spread the Zen love, and you are part of the Love Tsunami because the YouTube algorithm loves it. Something you can do for free, and so YouTube recommends my videos to other people as well. So I appreciate that for everyone that does that. And just remember, as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you're in the world. Until I see you again, much love to you. You hang in there and you take care.